Okay, so ang discussion po natin for today is the most recent ratings po nila President Bongbong Marcos and Vice President Sara Duterte. So this will be about the -3 and +31 po na rating ng dalawa nating leaders sa ating bayan, the Republic of the Philippines. Okay, so good day po my fellow taong bayan. So ngayon po, i-explain ko yan sa inyo kung ano ibig sabihin yung -3. Ibig sabihin ba niyan wala talagang nagtitiwala kay PBBM? And then, kung napansin po ninyo, iba yung outfit ko today, di ba? And this outfit po means na I am in my Mr. Neil Abayon persona or in my Maritesan/political analyst persona. Okay? Kasi this will be more on me explaining my point of view kung bakit sa tingin ko bumaba ng ganyan si PBBM at kung ano po yung pwede niyang gawin in my very humble and respectful opinion para mapataas niya yan yung rating na yan. Okay, so yan po ang maging discussion natin for today. Pero before po tayo tumuloy, this is just the reminder portion po sa inyong lahat na if you enjoy my video or you like this advocacy of mine kung saan nag-explain, nagdadaldal ako regarding sa batas in relation sa current events, hopefully po you can consider subscribing sa YouTube channel ko. And take note po na if you subscribe sa YouTube ko, 100% libre po yan. Wala po yung any bayad. So kung nakita nyo naman po, pag-click ko doon, walang lumabas na any fees. Okay? And then of course, isa pa pong request ko na if you also enjoy and want to support me, you can also do so by simply liking the video. Kasi if mas madami pong like sa video ko, mas tataas yung engagement. Therefore, mas ipopromote po ni YouTube algorithm to more viewers or to more people itong content ko, which in effect will lead to more people seeing ito pong ginagawa ko. Okay? So by simply liking and subscribing po sa YouTube, that is already a very big support po sa content creation ko. Okay? So thank you in advance po sa mga magsasubscribe at magla-like. And of course, thank you sa mga nakasubscribe na. Ngayon tuloy po tayo sa discussion. So una po, i-clarify muna natin yung pinaka-facts natin. Okay? So yung basis po ng discussion natin will be coming from 2 surveys. So ito pong naka-flash ngayon sa screen ninyo is from SWS. But this was reported by News 5. And based on this report, -3 yung overall rating ni PBBM, si VP Sara +31. And then yung isa po na titingnan natin or gagawin po nating basis is the Pulse Asia Research Incorporated na survey din naman po. Kung saan dito sa Pulse Asia, mas pangit pa actually yung rating po ni PBBM. Yung approval is 34 but the disapproval is 48. Whereas kay VP Sara naman po, approval 56, disapproval 24. So dito si PBBM -14 po siya more or less. And then si VP Sara is +32 naman sa Pulse Asia. Okay, so yan po ang pinaka-facts ng discussion natin. Ngayon po, i-explain ko muna unang-una ano ibig sabihin ng negative ratings. And then, doon na tayo next sa very humble and respectful opinion ko lang as a quote-unquote political analyst. Okay? So sa negative ratings po, ang pinaka-important talagang i-take note nyo dyan is hindi po ibig sabihin yan na wala talagang nagtitiwala kay PBBM. Hindi po ganyan yan. Ang ibig sabihin lang po nito ay pag i-compute po ninyo yung trust versus the little trust, ang overall po is mas madaming may little trust kay PBBM. So dito kita nyo naman nakalagay much trust 38 pero 41 yung little trust. So ipag-minus lang to. So nung minus yan, mas madami po ang may little trust lang kay PBBM. Therefore, yung overall rating niya is -3. Yan po yung ibig sabihin yan. And then similar din po yan dito sa Pulse Asia naman. Ang approval lang po, ang may approval kay PBBM is 34 pero ang may disapproval sa kanya as of December 12 to 15 is 48. So again, pag i-subtract nyo po yan, -14 or -14 po ang overall total. Pero again, it does not mean na literal wala talagang nagtitiwala. Kasi kung makita nyo, 34 pa rin po yung nagtitiwala. So in simple terms, basically, mas mataas po ang yung nagdi-disapprove or hindi nagtitiwala kaysa sa nag-a-approve or nagtitiwala kay PBBM based on these 2 surveys ng Pulse Asia and SWS survey. Okay, so yan po ang ibig sabihin talaga niyan. Okay, and then ngayon po, punta naman tayo sa second na kailangan din talaga nating i-take note dito, which is itong undecided. 'Di ba? Kasi baka hindi nyo po ito napapansin, pero yung undecided po ni PBBM is 20. So kung ito pong undecided na to, itong 20, pumunta lahat yan sa much trust. edi magiging 58 na to. So pag i-total mo ulit yung 38 at 41 with the undecided, magiging positive na. And then ganun din po dito sa Pulse Asia, pag itong undecided pumunta sa approval, mas tataas na ulit yung overall approval rating ni PBBM. Okay, so yan po ang important nating i-take note. And the reason po kaya ko yan in-emphasize sa inyong lahat is because dun nyo po makikita na malaking factor din talaga currently yung undecided na block based on these surveys. Okay, kasi even kay VP Sara, itong undecided, well actually kay VP kung pumunta sa little trust yung undecided, mas mataas pa rin overall yung much trust. And then ganun din, kung dito pumunta yung undecided sa disapproval, overall mas mataas pa rin or positive pa rin po yung maging approval rating ni VP Sara. So kay VP Sara, wala masyadong epekto yung undecided, pero kay PBBM malaking effect po kasi pag maglipatan nga po lahat yan, magiging positive na yung ratings niya. Okay, so yan po yung kailangan talaga natin i-take note dito sa data na to regarding the negative ratings and as to the impact of this undecided figure. Okay, so ngayon punta naman po tayo kay Mr. Neil Abayon portion, kaya tayo naka-green jacket for today. So ang gagawin ko po, magbibigay ako ng very humble and respectful opinion ko kung bakit kaya umabot to sa ganito si PBBM at kung ano yung pwede niyang gawin para tumaas yung rating niya. Okay, so una po, before ako magsabi ng very humble and respectful opinion ko, i-share ko muna yung credentials ko as a political analyst. So unang-una po, hindi ako political science major or what. But when I was born into this world po, my father was a governor, and during my elementary and high school years, my father was a member of Congress. And then ako rin po mismo, naging congressman for 3 years, one term ng 2016 to 2019 when I was 27 to 30 years old. So in other words, kahit na po wala akong formal studies in relation to politics, based on my personal life circumstance and experience, meron naman siguro akong kakayahan na mag-share ng mga bagay-bagay in relation to politics. Okay, so yan lang po ang credentials ko when it comes to political science. More on real life experience po ako at wala masyadong bookish or theoretical experience. And then pangalawa po, i-share ko lang din sa inyo kung ano ba yung political leanings ko talaga as a person. So if you have been watching my videos, siguro naririnig nyo naman yung intro ko na quote-unquote DDS lawyer every now and then. But unfortunately po, I will be honest with all of you, I do not fully identify naman po talaga as a DDS because I do not simply support certain family names or public figures just because of their family name or being a specific public figure. More on ako po, sinusuportahan ko talaga yung mga policies of those public figures natin. So kung favorable yun sa Republic of the Philippines, so the taong bayan, edi susuportahan ko po yan regardless of their family name and or political affiliation. Okay, pero idagdag ko na lang din po, ang position ko naman sa political spectrum, I am more on nasa gitna, centrist po yung position ko. Kaya kung napansin din nyo sa videos ko, diba, I am hindi ako confrontational talaga at nakikipag-away. I am always more about explaining and diplomacy yung both sides. And that is more or less because of my being more in the centrist position po sa political spectrum. Pero sa mga nagsasabi naman po na Duterte leaning ako, yun, I agree naman na mas Duterte leaning ako or mas right leaning ako compared sa liberal or sa left. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ko talaga as to my political qualifications. Ngayon, punta na po talaga tayo sa humble and very respectful opinion ko. Okay, so unang-una po, sa tingin ko, kaya umabot ng negative rating si PBBM is because when I view him as a reasonable member of the taong bayan who is a political observant na mainly nasa gitna yung political leanings, is because parang may may lack of sense of sincerity, urgency, and lack of foresight yung policies ni PBBM kung ako po tatanungin ninyo. Okay, and I'm sure yung mga taong bayan na nasa similar position ko rin politically more or less feels the same, 'di ba? And then i-clarify ko lang din po itong mga sasabihin ko, i-share ko lahat ngayon. Hindi naman to just because I want to criticize PBBM. Hindi po yun ganun. I am just simply being honest na ito talaga yung observations ko sa kanya. So this is more not simply just to criticize for the sake of criticizing, but hoping talaga na if madami tayong nag-air out ng mga ganitong concerns, sana may mangyaring iba or mabago yung current issues po na hinaharap ng bansa natin. Okay, so yan po ang need natin i-take note. And then again, going back, there appears to be a lack of sincerity, urgency, and preparation and or foresight. And kaya ko po yan nasabi, the best example ko na lang po is the way they handle yung mga natural calamities sa bansa natin. Yung 2025, sila bagyong Tino, and then all the other typhoons that caused the death of our fellow taong bayan. Because during that typhoon, kay Typhoon Tino, nagkaroon lang ng situational briefing sila PBBM, yung binroadcast at least sa ABS-CBN. I actually made a post about that na napicturan pa sila patawa-tawa. And then aside from sa patawa-tawa sila prior to the start of that situational briefing, parang second day na yun after the event nung nangyari yung briefing na yun. Diba? And then when PBBM went to Cebu to address the concerns of the typhoon, I think that was already during the third day after the aftermath of the typhoon. Dun siya pumunta. So ngayon baka isip ninyo 2 days, 3 days ay ang lapit pa nun, wala pang 1 week. But we have to remember po, in times of natural calamity, hindi dapat ganun yun na magre-react ka lang after 2 or 3 days. Kung ako lang po tatanungin ninyo di ba dapat nga in disaster preparedness, prior to the landfall, nagpe-prepare na yan, may mga press briefings na kung ano yung mga gagawin, and then usually the next day, pupunta agad yan dun to start the relief operations. And then I know naman po na some of the officers ni PBBM like the DSWD, I'm sure nag-start naman na siguro sila mag-implement ng programs and even the local LGUs na affected nun. Pero of course, if you are the president, importante pa rin na nandun ka agad after the aftermath para may sense of hope yung tao, di ba? Because you are the father of the country, you are the leader. So yun lang po ang una ko talagang masasabi dyan, lack of sense of urgency and sincerity. Kasi ang dating sa akin lang po, again, this is not simply to criticize but this is my observation. Ang dating po sa akin parang nagiging for compliance lang yung ganun Kasi of course, kailangan nila mag-situational briefing, kailangan din nila pumunta doon sa ground level or sa aftermath. So yan lang po yung observation ko and I am sure hindi lang ako po yung ganitong nakaka-feel, 'di ba? So kung meron sa inyo diyan na nanonood na ganun din yung feelings, let us know po sa comment section kung ganun din po ba yung nararamdaman nyo. Yan yung masasabi ko lang as to the disaster preparedness issue, disaster relief and disaster response. Then yung next naman po is because of the issues ngayon sa corruption natin. 'Di ba? Alam din naman natin, this is heavily mentioned against PBBM's admin na one of his first actions as a president was the pag-abolish po niya ng PACC, yung Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission. And then, pag-abolish niya nun, tapos pumutok bigla yung mga flood control corruption issues, ano yung ginawa niya next? Nag-create siya ngayon ng ICI, Independent Commission on Infrastructure. Diba? Plus with the name pa na independent. Ang sa akin lang dun, you did not have to create that ICI in the first place kung hindi mo inabolish yung PICC. So parang nagiging lang ba, reactive si PBBM as to the issues that is happening in the country. So yun again, dun papasok yung lack of sincerity and foresight. Kasi kung ako lang po tatanungin ninyo, kung talagang seryoso ko against the fight against corruption, di dapat yung PACC in the first place hindi yun inabolish, mas pinalakas pa dapat yun, di ba? Pero tinanggal yun, and then nung pumutok issue, biglang nag-react, nagkaroon ng ICI. Diba? And then yung isa pa po, yung ICI naman, yung problem lang din talaga sa ICI is because number one, the issue is to fight corruption in relation to infrastructure projects. However, they are all political appointees ni PBBM, yung mga nandun. In the investigations, the ongoing investigations, may mga napapangalanan doon na mga kaalyado ni PBBM. So from there, parang, again, in the eyes of a reasonable political observant lang, ato po, hindi ako looking at it as a lawyer, just a ordinary citizen observing the political scenario of our country. Ang dating po sa akin, parang naglolokohan lang tayo, di ba? Sarili mong tao, ilagay mo. So tingin mo ba magiging sincere yun as to their function to actually investigate the party mates niya? Diba? Parang ganun po yung dating. Lalo na po na yung ICI was created in response lang to the flood corruption issue nung pumutok lang. Kaya ako rin po tatanungin ninyo, ang purpose ng ICI supposedly was para pa-improve yung ratings din ni PBBM. Pero instead of it improving, yung mga actual detractors niya lahat, nag-remain as detractors and we can see that based on all these surveys na nangyari. Diba? So yan lang po, there is really a lack of sense of urgency, sincerity, and lack of foresight if you ask me in regarding the handling po of his policies. So yan yung nakikita kong reasons kaya umabot po sa negative overall ratings dito si PBBM. Again, this is not simply just for criticizing but I'm just speaking sa tingin ko na marami ring ganito ang point of view talaga. Lalo na po dun sa mga similar position sa akin na not necessarily DDS, not necessarily liberal but clearly observing the political landscape pero ganun pa rin yung nagiging conclusion. Ngayon, ang next naman po nating i-discuss is kung paano kaya yan mapa-improve ni PBBM yung ganito niyang rating from negative to positive. So ang masasabi ko lang po dyan with my very humble and respectful opinion, number 1, ang kailangan talagang makuha ni PBBM na loob ng tao is itong nasa little trust niya at nasa disapproval niya na number. So that's very self-explanatory, di ba? Pero ang point ko po dito, ito kasing little trust and the disapproval number, more or less yan po yung galing sa DDS or sa Duterte block, di ba? So in other words, kailangan yun pakinggan ni PBBM, yung block na yun kung ano talaga yung mga grievances at mga requests nila at present. Okay? So ngayon, ang next question natin, ano kaya yung isa sa mga major request nitong little trust and disapproval block kay PBBM? At ito po this is just my very humble and respectful opinion. Sa tingin ko po, yung request nito, isa sa pinaka-request talaga nila is yung hair follicle drug test eh. Diba? Ganun lang po yun. And kung gawin po yun ni PBBM, he will take the hair follicle drug test and then later on lumabas as negative yung result. I am sure meron dito sa little trust may mga lilipat at mapupunta sa much trust. Pero dito sa undecided, I am sure mas madaming lilipat sa much trust. Okay, like ako, ibigay ko na lang po sarili ko as an example. If si PBBM actually takes that hair follicle drug test, lumabas negative, ako po ang magiging position ko ngayon, papaniwalaan ko si PBBM, di ba? And then everyone else na nagsasabing ganun siya na user, I will start questioning now the integrity, the motive, and the purpose of those individuals. So yan lang po, tingin ko that is a very easy solution na kung gawin lang yun ni PBBM, madami-daming lilipat dito sa much trust from the undecided and the little trust. Sa little trust, ang dilemma lang dito ni PBBM, kahit na gawin niya yun, kung hardcore talaga to na DDS supporter, baka hindi pa rin lumipat yun kasi maghanap ng mali yun eh. Pero again, dito po sa undecided, feel ko may mga lilipat dito sa much trust. So kung isipin po ninyo, kung 4% lang from the undecided pumunta sa much trust, magiging 42. At least in that scenario, +1 na yung overall rating ni PBBM, diba? Hindi na -3. So yan po yung tingin kong isa na pwedeng gawin na madali lang ma-solve, and I'm sure it could have an immediate effect po sa ratings ni PBBM. Okay? Then yung pangalawa naman po na masasabi ko dyan, again my very humble and respectful opinion lang po, is kung may mapakulong talaga si PBBM na big fish, quote-unquote big fish. And when we say big fish, hindi yung mga contractors. Diba? Kasi hindi naman yung contractors lang yung involved dyan eh. Diba? Yun yung lumalabas ngayon eh, with all the Senate hearings, congressional hearings, mga Cabral files si Congressman Leviste, may mga lumalabas talagang mga names of public figures. In other words, aside from contractors yung nasa private sector, dapat yung mga napangalanan din ng mga public figures ay maimbestigahan talaga ng maayos, at kung mapakita later on na may liability rin talaga sila, edi dapat managot din sila, hindi lang yung mga privately involved. Kasi in that scenario po, kasi sa corruption scenario na yan sa flood control, hindi lang naman contractors yung nakikinabang dyan eh. 'Di ba? Kasi yung allegations are bribery, corruption of public officers. Therefore, yung contractor dyan, may inaabutan yan, which will amount to bribery or corruption of public officers. So, yan yung dilemma ngayon. Kasi currently, may big fish nga si Diskaya, private sector, pero sa public sector, puro mga minor fish pa lang yung mga nakadetain. So, yan yung tingin ko, kung may mga maaresto dyan na big fish, tingin ko that will immediately have an impact sa rating si PBBM na lilipat. So, magbigay na lang po tayo example, yung mga pinangalanan. Example, si Zaldico. Umamin naman na si Zaldico na nag-abot siya ng pera, mga maleta, di ba? Ganyan-ganyan. So, Zaldico, although hindi pa yun under oath, he made a statement that he committed bribery and or corruption of public officers. Diba? Tapos may mga pinangalanan dun, si Zaldico. So yan, imbestigahan sana yun ng maayos, tapos lahat ng mga involved dun, allegedly na sinabi ni Zaldico, imbestigahan din ng maayos. Then again, after all the investigation, kung ano yung maging findings, edi panagutin yung dapat managot. Diba? So yan po, yung mga tingin kong mga kailangan gawin ni PBBM para mapaangat agad yung ratings niya. And again, based from my observation, kung magawa niya yun, automatic to, tataas agad to kung ako lang po tatanungin nyo. Kasi kahit po ako, diba, like what I explained, kung gawin niya yung hair follicle drug test, tapos mag-negative yun, and then may ma-arrest siyang big fish, automatic ako, I will trust him na rin. Diba? And again, I am sure, madami rin pong tao na nasa similar position ko. Diba na hindi hardcore DDS, hindi hardcore liberal, more on nasa gitna, pero may mga certain leanings lang, may it be left or right, that could sway in PBBM's favor if we actually will do something that is drastic considering the circumstances po dito sa bansa natin at present. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ni Mr. Neil Abayon for today. So these types of videos are very rare lang po, itong mga personal opinion videos ko. But if you like regular legal videos on current events, pwede po kayong mag-subscribe kasi yun yung regular content ko. Pero once in a blue moon lang tong ganito. Okay, so anyway po, thank you very much for joining me today and until next time, see you all. Bye-bye!